What is up, Zelda fans? It's your boy HMK once again, and today is the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. I just had to wear my favorite shirt because this is my favorite series of all time. Of course, you might know me for Kingdom Hearts, but Zelda, for me, #1 is where it's at. But when it comes to the 35th anniversary celebration, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has a lot of things up their sleeves. But for the most part, we know they're doing a couple of things so far, but let's ponder on what else they can do to celebrate the grand anniversary of one of the grandest fantasy series of all time. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to HMK while clicking the bell for awesome Zelda content every week. It really helps me out. So when it comes to the Legend of Zelda series and what they're doing for 2021, we've got the confirmation that Breath of the Wild 2 news is indeed coming, which is something I really do appreciate. Sure, we had the Nintendo Direct in which we didn't see anything. We did hear about something, which is progression of development is going smoothly. You know, I do appreciate them being a little bit more transparent with Breath of the Wild 2 and when we can expect some more news we're gonna get this year. And we're going to talk about when we can expect to get it, because I've had a video not too long ago along with a discussion with other Zelda content creators on when this huge reveal could happen. Along with that, we got the confirmation of Skyward Sword HD. Now listen, I love Zelda. Skyward Sword is #3 on my list. #1 is Breath of the Wild. #1 used to be Ocarina of Time, but then everything got shifted over just by, one placement. Skyward Sword is amazing, and I can't wait for you guys to play this game, because I've seen that a lot of people have never touched Skyward Sword or never finished it. And don't believe the noise. Skyward Sword is an amazing game. Now, we can talk about that price or about something a little bit later, but I mean, 60 frames per second, that's pretty impressive considering that this is the first 3D Zelda game, not 3D top-down, like 3D Zelda game that's going to run at 60 frames per second without being modded or overclocked. So, it's going to be quite a cool experience. Considering that they're putting out Skyward Sword HD, they're also giving us Joy-Cons. Zelda Joy-Cons, one in the style of the Master Sword and one in the style of the Hylian Shield. Now, I understand there's drift that's going on with the Joy-Cons, and there is no excuse for that. But honestly, you guys know me, I'm Zelda trash, so I was able to get mine. Were you able to get yours? Leave a comment in the comment section if you were able to grab your set of Skyward Sword Joy-Cons. And when that game releases, you know we're gonna stream the hell out of it all the way to the underworld and back as we march our way throughout the first story of Zelda's chronology. And if you guys didn't know, I stream almost every night on Twitch, twitch.tv/HMKiller, and I'm gonna be going live tonight with, of course, Zelda. And considering that Breath of the Wild 2 may be coming off the rails of Skyward Sword HD, and Skyward Sword has a lot of connections to Breath of the Wild inherently, if you haven't played the game, I recommend it, considering that there might be a good chunk of lore going into Breath of the Wild 2. And if you're ever confused about stuff in Breath of the Wild 1, Skyward Sword has a lot of answers for you, especially with the supposed return of Fi, the spirit within the Master Sword. We thought we'll never see her again, but we heard the noise, and she could play a role in Breath of the Wild 2. So consider that. Going off of that, we are also getting an expansion pass for Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors, in a very similar style to how Breath of the Wild did it way back when in 2017. We're going to get 2 waves along with a purchase bonus. It starts for purchase in May 28th and it goes for $20 for 2 waves. One in January and June. One in June and one in November, in which it promises weapons, stages, story, more characters, and more abilities for existing characters. That has me really excited to see where they're going to go forward when it comes to the story of Age of Calamity, considering if you play the game or not, and possibly explain more about a certain particular character that could have some sort of influence in Breath of the Wild 2. And then that's pretty much what we know what's going to go down for the 35th anniversary when it comes to Nintendo celebrating it. Now, there are rumors when it comes to other games coming to the Switch that you guys may want and may know about, and that is Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, both of which released for the Wii U in HD way back when. And it could be possible that they are coming out later down the year to help celebrate the 35th anniversary. But it makes more sense for them to focus a bit more on Skyward Sword HD first, considering that this is the first time that Skyward Sword is going to have its own HD revision, unlike that of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Now, it could be possible as well that we could get some more OG Zelda games when it comes to Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and A Link to the Past, which are already available on the Switch, kind of, but I mean like a type of collection with more stuff, maybe an update, revamped graphics, or more, I don't know. But I know a lot of you guys want Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask to find their way in some way, shape, or form on the Nintendo Switch, whether it be the 3DS versions or the regular versions that you can buy for a hopefully cheaper price. But this is Nintendo that we're talking about, so we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that front. But we've been talking about video games this whole time when it comes to the 35th anniversary of Zelda. But it's not just video games that can help celebrate this huge anniversary. I'm talking about merch, I'm talking about toys, I'm talking about posters, I'm definitely talking about posters, and of course, books. We've had the trifecta, or I should say the quadrifecta of Legend of Zelda books when it comes to Hyrule Historia, Arts and Artifacts, Encyclopedia, and Creating a Champion, known as Masterworks in Japan. So it could be possible leading into maybe Age of Calamity DLC or Breath of the Wild 2 and Skyward Sword HD, we get another set of books that will be up for purchase probably sometime when they decide to unveil the curtain of this huge reveal that probably is going to encapsulate all things Breath of the Wild 2. And I really do believe that's going to happen this May, at the end of May, because they're going to have to let us know what's coming into the expansion pass when it comes to Age of Calamity, right? And that'll be the perfect moment after Mario's 35th anniversary has ended to Nintendo standards. You know, Mario's going to be dead. And then new Pokemon Snap will be out, Monster Hunter Rise will be out, Bowser's Fury is already out. Sure, they're probably going to promote Mario Golf because Mario Golf is, Mario Golf is fun. And that one looks really, really interesting. But after that point, towards May, they're going to have to let us know what comes in the expansion pass. And I feel what comes in the expansion packs is going to have a lot of connections to either Skyward Sword or Breath of the Wild 2 in order to help connect the hype and sell the pass to us. Along with that of Skyward Sword, even though a lot of people are really into the game. It's number 1 on Amazon right now, and the Joy-Cons are basically gone. And then of course, throughout May into June, E3 time, they could talk more about what Skyward Sword can offer us in terms of either quality of life changes, additions, amiibo support, which is already confirmed, and possibly, I'm being a little wishful here, maybe they add a dungeon or maybe some story. I don't know. Nintendo kind of spoiled us with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And now I'm expecting, hey, if you're going to revise a game that's 10 years old, you better add something substantial to it because, man, Future Connected was good. That was good. Man, that's all part of the plan. They knew Power and Myth was coming to Smash, so they were doing all of that. So I feel that there's going to be a huge Zelda blowout before E3, on the eve of E3, possibly in May, including that of Breath of the Wild 2. And then we're going to follow the hype train all the way up until Skyward Sword HD's release and Breath of the Wild 2's release, in which they're like, oh, join us next month, oh, join us this month, or join us here for even more information on Breath of the Wild 2, and then going into Skyward Sword HD, because the only thing we're missing right now is other quality of life changes. Sure, we know there's amiibo support, we know that they adapted the motion controls for Joy-Cons, and they added a button mapping mode, but I'm going to have to see what else they add, because $60 is $60. I mean, they could have easily given us a new piece of art for the box art, but they didn't. Whatever. I'm still excited for the game, and we're going to talk about that very soon in another video. But when it comes to the 35th anniversary, I've also had a huge podcast within the 5th Dimension with other awesome Zelda content creators, which you can see in the description box below, in which we talk more about what we expect for the 35th anniversary this year and when it could start. Leave a comment in the comment section below on when you think things are really going to get off the rails when it comes to the Legend of Zelda and the 35th anniversary celebration. And I cannot wait for when it's gonna happen. As a Zelda fan to another, this is going to be one hype year. I can feel it in my bones. So guys, with all things considered, please like, share, favorite, and most importantly, subscribe to HMK for more Zelda content every week. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, check out my info in the description box below. Alright guys, until the next video, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.